Why do you ask me such Why do you ask me such Why do you ask me things I'm not in charge of? It's not my job, man. Huh, Robert? Why? Why, oh why? Hey, we're going to do a show. I want to invite my friends on Periscope to this show, this awesome show we're going to do today on multiple flows of income. Would you not like to know more about these things? Man, I know if I was 30 years old, 40, 50 years old, if I didn't have the multiple flows, I'd certainly want to know about it. And by the way, I'll be going over the 7 streams. It is said that the average millionaire has 7 streams of income. If I was a girl out dating a guy, I'd say, how many streams you got, son? And I think it's complete garbage, by the way, that they say that. So I'm going to be talking about multiple flows of income. Really appreciate it if you share the show. My number here is 305-865-8668, 305-865-8668. If you want to be part of the show, call in. We're taking callers. Adriana will be answering the phone. She cannot wait to talk to you. We can't wait to talk to you. 305-865-8668. How many streams do you want?
12. That's 25.
You can have as many as you want. Nobody will stop you from having streams. Nobody stops you from having dreams. 305-865-8668. Call in. We'd love to have you be part of the show. I'd like to answer your questions. Tell me your plan for multiple streams in 20 and the 16. The 20 and the 16. The year 20 and the 16. My name's Grant Cardone. Tell me when, Robert, and we'll go. This is the Cardone Zone. You can see the full show at GrantCardoneTV.com. GrantCardoneTV.com. I wonder, Robert, should that be in a different place, you think? This Periscope, man. You got a lot going on, huh, man? It's all good, man. Put it on top of the camera, man.
Yeah.
What do you think about that, man?
Come on, man.
Do that thing. Do the sneaky and then do the expansion thing. Man, you got a game going on. Then you got to do the pokey. Got to get a little slant on the rant. Oh, yeah. And then you do a little tighten up. You know how to do it. Oh, man. Look at you go, man.
Whoa.
Wow, wow.
Wow.
Got my socks in the shot. Okay, let's roll.
Okay.
We ready?
Rolling and rolling. 3, 2, 1.
Hey, welcome back to the Cardone Zone every Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Grant Cardone and Cardone, GrantCardoneTV.com, bring you a show called The Cardone Zone. We call it...
Sorry. I moved the camera.
Uh-oh.
Okay, restart. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey, welcome to the Cardone Zone. Grant Cardone here, and every Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we bring you a show called the Cardone Zone. This is the first show of the year 2016. I'm here to talk to you about your career, your money, your finances, getting your game on, getting your swing on. Man, last night I watched this Periscope of this cat named, I'm just going to give a big shout out to Dickie Armour. Dickie Armour, do you remember him?
Yeah, no, we've talked a few times. I talked to him yesterday, actually.
Yeah. The guy he does this, what's it called when you make fun of somebody? That's called a what?
Impersonation.
Impersonation, but it's also called like a parody of Grant Cardone, right? And he did this whole thing on me, and I'm like, man, do I really sound that Southern? Do I sound that Southern to you guys? Do I sound like a redneck?
Sometimes, a little bit.
Damn, I'm here to show you how to make multiple streams of income.
Yeah, you're not that Southern.
No, not that Southern.
You're not that Southern.
All right, so look, check it out. I want to talk to you today about multiple streams of income. I wrote an article for LinkedIn 24 hours ago. It had like 3,000 hits in 24 hours. It's not a monster audience there, but it is a very high quality audience at LinkedIn. And it was called The Magic of Multiple Streams of Income. Now, I want to tell you how I write my articles. Most of my articles are written out of an inspiration of something else I saw or read online. And I saw an article online that suggested that, I don't even remember where I ran into it, it suggested that the average millionaire, or it says the average millionaire, or the millionaire has an average multiple streams of income of 7. And I read it and I thought to myself, I wonder, is that true? Because I don't believe everything I read. I asked myself, is that true? And then I look back over my life and I'm like, well, dude, the article is suggesting that you need to have 7 to become a millionaire. First of all, everybody has multiple streams of income. I'm going to show you today what's most important, because I got to tell you, a lot of people writing articles ain't done the multiple streams. They're writing about stuff that they haven't done themselves. Now, I can tell you today, I don't even know how many streams of income I have. I'm just looking on here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, there's 9 on my desk. There's 9 streams of income, because there's 9 different product lines that can flow to me. I probably have somewhere north of 50 flows of income today. When I first started, my first job was a flow of income. It was called a salary. Okay, there's basically 7 primary or basic flows of income. How many you have is not the issue. It's how big they are that is the issue. Okay, if a guy's got 7 drips of income and they're all $1, it's $7. You're never going to be a millionaire. But most people, most all people that end up with money, including people that don't have money, already have multiple streams. The point is, the streams aren't enough. Like, you got a job, you take your income, that's income. It's taxed heavily by the U.S. government. You don't know how hard it's taxed, because most of you gripe about it, but you don't really bitch about it because you don't pay enough in taxes. When you start making a lot of money, they start stealing all of it. So watch, you got income, it's heavily taxed. It's the most taxed of all 7 streams. The second one is interest earned. Now, interest earned, most everybody here has that. You took your money, you put it in a checking account or a savings account, and they give you a little bit of money, okay? Now, I skipped one for you because I'm just laying it out for you how you do it. You earn income, that's one stream. Second thing is you take that money, you put it in a bank, and they pay you interest. The one that I wrote on LinkedIn in between the two that you want to add is called profit. Profit, okay? Now, profit is that thing that I did. I'm 25 years old. I got a job in a car dealership, and I'm selling a product. They're paying me a salary, and then they give me a bonus when I hit certain things. The bonus was the profit for this extra work. When I saw that my bonus was bigger than my salary, I was like, dude, the money's not in the salary, and the money's not in the interest earned. The money is in the third stream, which is the profit. I'm not talking about the guy that does the show on CNBC either. I'm talking about profit. How can I bonus? How can I get a commission? How can I get extra money? So let me just go through the 7 streams, right? Okay, 1 is income, earned income. It's heavily taxed. That's why you hear people say, I don't want that. But the truth is, it's not true. What's the cat's name from Oracle? Ellison.
Larry.
Larry Ellison earned $63 million last year in salaries. Okay, look. The year before he leaves Oracle, he says, okay, take my salary down to $1. He converted his $1 salary into a bunch of freaking bonuses at the end of the year. The point is this: rich people and wealthy people want freaking salaries, okay? Until you become super wealthy, what you want is income. Income, even though it's heavily taxed, 48, 52%, 63% if you live in California and New York. Even though it's heavily taxed, do not misunderstand this. You want big income, and you won't mind paying taxes. Number 2 is profit from other endeavors. I would tell everybody right now, if you have a job right now, and you're a receptionist, the second thing you should do is get a multi-level marketing or network marketing job. That's why I love network marketing, because for like $25 or $37 or for a membership fee, you could get involved in a company where you got a shot at making a profit on people you bring into that company or sell a product to. Number 3, interest earned. That party is pretty much over. In fact, one article that I saw online said this: number 3 is either interest earned at the bank, or, check this out, they said in the article, what if you lent money out? You could lend money out, this guy says in the article, and that would be interest earned. No, dude, that would be another business. We actually provide Cardone University to companies that lend money out. I mean, lots of money. They lend money to entrepreneurs and companies that need money. But if you're doing that with your money, that's not interest earned. That is another business, unless it's just going to be, I'm going to lend out $1,000, I'm going to earn 10%, I'm going to make $100. It's not even worth it. It's not worth the risk. You need to get in the game and get these pipelines going. Number 4, dividend income. I buy stock at AT&T. AT&T pays me 5.5% to sit in their $30 stock. Every $100 pays me $5. Every $1,000 pays me $50. Every $10,000 pays me $500. That's called dividend. It is taxed at the lowest rate. Number 5 is rental income. That's where I've made all my money. Number 6 is capital gains when I sell the AT&T stock. And number 7 is royalties. I'm going to show you how to get a piece of all of these and how to make these not tiny, but monsters. Stay with me. This is Grant Cardone, the Cardone Zone.
What was 6?
6 is capital gains. Capital gains is on my brains. Call us 305-865-8668. I'll give you the multiple streams of income test. 305-865-8668. I'm giving it to you free on Periscope. This is Grant Cardone TV. Every week I do a show like this. I hope you've signed up and subscribed. I want to make sure I'm part of making 2016 your monster year. Call me up, 305-865-8668. We'll take the 7 streams test. 7 streams. Call me, 305-865. I got a low battery, so we need a charge on this stream. 305-865-8668. 305-865-86 and a 6 and an 8. I got Ellie on the phone and I got Scott on the phone. Hang in with me. Why don't we just leave them, Robert, in the future?
Yeah, I know. I did leave it. I'm not sure why it's not there.
Yeah.
I leave it over there all the time.
Yeah.
Call John, dude. Let's do the show. Call John and get John in here to help us out. John!
I don't think he's here.
John, come here, bud. Where's the chargers for the phone, dude? Okay, they don't need to be. They need to be in here. Hook me up on this phone. I need a charger on this phone. So we're going to start the show. Let's roll.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, welcome back to the Cardone Zone. Grant Cardone here, Friday afternoon, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So good to have you at my show. So good to have you at Grant Cardone TV. Every week, every Friday, I bring you a show about business, career, and finance. Today, we're talking about multiple streams of income. There's 7 streams, primary streams of income. Number 1 is your income from a job. Number 2 is profit you make from selling something, right? Now, how could somebody profit from selling something? If I wanted to go to my closet right now and make a profit selling something, I would make a list. If you guys need money, you basically make a list. Can you twist it a bit? Make a list of anything and everything you got in your closet. Something you're not using, pair of tennis shoes. My boy Rocco, he buys tennis shoes on the internet, sells them later, okay? He buys them for $200, sells them for $400, he makes a profit. It's called a profit. I could go into my closet right now. I could find a couple pairs of blue jeans, some shirts, some jackets, some coats, some suits that I haven't worn. I guarantee I could sell them for something. That would be a profit. I could sell them for $5, $10, $50, $100. Maybe I sign them and sell them for more. I don't know, but that's a profit. I sell something and make a profit. Okay, now in this case, there wouldn't be a profit because I probably paid more for my suit than $5, but I would at least get money in, right? That is a form of flows of income. Number 3, interest earned at the bank. I take my $5, my $50, my $500, I put it at the bank, and they pay me 0.5%. Okay, now, your mom and dad would suggest to you that money in the bank is a good thing. Nobody pays you to have their money, your money, in their bank today. That does not mean, however, it's not a drip. It does not mean that it's not an income flow. And look, I count everything. I count drips. So last year, interest earned on one of my accounts was $324. I'm like, okay, that's good, $324. It has nothing to do with my overall financial situation at $324, nor does it yours. But in reality, you never want to just dish $324. Hey man, it's $324. That's pretty cool. Now, can I get it to grow? Can I get it bigger? Yes. Dividend income is number 4. Dividend income. If I buy $10,000 worth of AT&T stock at $33 a share, that would give me about 3,000 shares of AT&T stock. On each of those shares, they're going to pay me a dividend. Okay, on $10,000 of investment, they're going to pay me about $550 a year. So I took my $324 worth of interest earned at the bank and turned it into $550, but I had to be invested in a stock, which means I can't get my money tomorrow if I need my money, right? Because maybe I got a brother that wants to borrow $10,000 from me and he'll pay me 10%. That would be what? Number three, interest earned, 10,000, 10%. $1,000. See, you guys got to decide, hey man, what are my multiple flows? Oh, I'm broke, I don't have anything. You still got 7 flows. Pay attention to them. Look at them. Write them down, right? How can I get them to grow? Can I pay attention to them? Number 5 is rental income. Rather than you buying a house, okay, or paying a note on a house, maybe you buy a house and rent it out. I don't like that idea because it's one house. This is where I've made most of my money, rental income. Okay, we have rental income. We rent properties. Properties could be more than just a house, okay? Cardinal University is a rental property. And many, like I could literally look at that as a rental property. I'm going to call it something else in a second, but it's something that I get residual income on every month for something I own. Now, number 5, rental property is the single best investment long-term that I've made because this cannot be disrupted. It cannot be changed. No app can replace it. No technology can get rid of it. People have to have a place to live, and I don't have to push on this every day like I do some of my other products, okay? Number 6, capital gains. I bought that stock at AT&T, that AT&T stock for $10,000. I sold it for $12,000. That $2,000 is a capital gain and considered another flow. If I could duplicate that, the more I can duplicate it, the more I can do it, the more I can repeat it, the more I can depend on that flow. The problem with the stock market is most people can't depend on it. They do it once or twice a year. It's not a dependable flow. You don't sell that stock until it goes way up or it goes way down. By the way, you don't want flows going the other way, right? Number 7, royalty income. I own a company called the Cardone Group. You very rarely hear me talk about this company. I have a royalty position in this company and a partnership position. I basically have 2 streams from a company I own and started and founded. Okay, another gentleman runs a company. I get a royalty every month for the creation of the technology that he uses, my information. He pays me a royalty for that. And at the end of the year, I get a partnership profit, number 2, for him doing well. So I'm invested in the company. I want to push on that company so it does better, so it throws me out a profit. Look, you need all 7 of them, folks. And there's probably a bunch of them in here that I'm not even talking about. I know this. Every one of my 7 needs one thing. They all have one thing in common. My ability to get into the marketplace and sell my name and sell my value. Your streams are restricted by the ability to get attention, build value, grow that stream, and have more people want to be part of whatever it is you're doing, okay? So no matter how you skin your cat, your 7 streams, you're getting income now. You probably got some money sitting in the bank, $3, $300, $3,000. Maybe you're negative at the bank. I don't know. If you're negative at the bank, they get interest. They basically penalize you, right? But you see, the bank's a business. You get it? All right, so let me take a call here. I want to find out how you're doing on your 7 flows. Elio from New Jersey. Hey. So Elio, tell me. Elio, turn your computer off, dude. I know you're listening to the show. Yeah, turn it off. So check it out, dude. Do you have a salary?
I don't understand. I basically work a regular job.
He has a regular job,
Yeah,
right?
it's
Okay, good. Do you have, I'm just checking these off. Do you have, in addition to that job, do you have the ability to make a profit on anything, and do you?
Yes, I actually joined a company called Magic. It's by water machines in Japan.
Yeah.
It's not a multi-level, it's direct sales. So I do that as well.
Yeah, so what he said was he works for a company called Enagic. They sell a $4,000 ionizer. Basically, it's not an ionizer, nor is it a filter, but it's an unbelievable machine. I own 2 of them myself, and he gets paid a profit to sell that machine, like $1,000, right? You make on every machine?
That's correct. It depends on what level you're on the machine.
Okay, now do you have money in the bank right now?
That is correct.
Good, so he gets number 3, interest earned. Number 4, do you own any stocks?
No, that's what I want to get into now. I want some stocks. I want to multiply my money.
Okay. Do you have any rental income?
No.
Okay. Do you have capital gains from the sale of some product or some property?
No.
Okay. And do you have royalties for anything?
No.
Okay, good. So you see, he's got the ones that most everybody has. Whether you know it or not, you have these. Most everybody's got half the list already. So when the article says the average millionaire has 7 flows of income, it doesn't even mean anything. If you ever have any money at all, you're going to have 7 flows. It don't matter. Even if Elio had all 7 of them, if they're all $1, you're still broke. So the goal is, how do I get my streams going? Okay, so Elio, the first thing is, what's your first job, dude? Tell me about number 1.
First, as a night supervisor, do machine work, buff, and strip wax, and also chance to cover for TV night.
Okay, so he's a night supervisor. He gets what kind of salary do you get for that job?
I only get paid $14 an hour.
Say again?
14 an hour.
$14 an hour, all right? So is there a way for you to make more money there?
No,
Overtime?
they don't give me overtime as what I'm supposed to make. They only pay me regular.
Okay, so how many hours you work a week?
I work 40 hours, sometimes 60 hours a week.
Okay, good. So one way for him to increase his income, flow number 1, is to go from 40 hours to 60 hours and tell the guy, hey, dude, I'm willing to do 60 hours. You need somebody to work more time? I'm your guy. All we're looking at right now, if you can't take one flow of income and make it bigger, you can't make any of them bigger. Okay, so the first thing to do is look at, what is my flow? Oh, I'm going to make it bigger. Well, why would I want to work for them and they don't pay me overtime? Because you want to make your flow bigger, man. Don't be stupid. What do you care if you don't get paid the overtime? The goal is to make the flow bigger. Your flow bigger, okay? So then he has, let's say he goes from making, what do you make, $14 an hour, 40 hours, that's $540 a week, is that right? I think that's $540 a week. Yeah. So let's say he goes, picks up another 10 hours, and he makes another 140 hours a week, times 4, he makes another $640 a month, times 12, he makes another $7,200 a year, somewhere around there, right? I have more money to put in the bank and earn 0.5%. No money. Or you could do this now, dude. Try this out. Make another $7,000 a year. Do you know anybody that needs to borrow money?
Yeah.
Good. You could lend it to somebody as a side job, temporarily, not forever. Rather than let the bank earn 0.5%, lend it out to them for 10 or 15 or 20%. Get collateral on the $7,000. Lend out that extra $7,000 you made. Now notice what you made. Let's say you lend it out at 20%. You could. That would make you another $1,400 a year. I just increased your first 2 streams by $8,600. If you can't increase your first 2 streams, folks, guess what? He'll never grow his magic business, which is number 3. Stay with me. We're going to show a couple more callers how to increase their flows.
Thank you.
See, dude, that's a simple thing right there. I just took a guy that's not making any money and showed him how to make $8,000 more next year. Who does this? I ask you guys on Periscope, okay? Who does this for you day in and day out? Okay, this isn't about the hustle, baby. This is about the muscle. You can hustle, but you got to have some technique. Technique is the muscle in the hustle. I need a strategy. Okay, the article's on LinkedIn. If you haven't seen it, it's called The Magic of Multiple Streams of Income. If you read it and you have any questiones, call Grant Cardone. Or just post in comments and I will respond to you. I'm going to go into a rhythmic thing now. This full show is going to be on Friday at Grant Cardone TV. The show will be on Friday if you want to watch the whole thing.
All right. Ready?
Yeah. Is Elio still on?
No, he's gone.
You ready?
Yeah.
Hey, welcome back to the Cardone Zone. Grant Cardone here. It's Friday, 1 p.m. You're spending your time with the man, the #1 social media guy in the world, the #1 sales guy on planet Earth, with the #1 sales university on the planet in this hemisphere of the stratosphere of the universe. Dude, we're #1 all across the board. The only person that can beat me at anything is Donald the Trumpster. All right? So we're talking about magic of multiple streams of income. The full article is at LinkedIn. The 7 flows, income, salary. I just took Elio that called in. I said, Elio, this is how you increase your income. Don't be stupid, dude. You do not have to get overtime to want overtime. You guys understand? The goal is to take your flow and make it's increased girth. I don't know why everybody thinks, if I'm going to work more than 40 hours, I need to be paid extra overtime. Dude, who told you all this shit, man? All these people that are telling you this are broke. These are unions that can't even support their people anymore. Y'all ever notice who's going out of business? All those union jobs got shipped to freaking China, right? We're building cars in other countries. Because some guy thought he was entitled to time and a half. So what happened? Yeah, you're right. You know, you guys are right. You do deserve that. That's what the Clintons said. Yes, you guys all deserve time and a half. And you know what they did behind your backs? Ship the jobs to China. Tell the people they deserve time and a half, ship the jobs to China where we'll pay $1 an hour rather than $42 an hour. You get it? Now, that's not a political statement to you. That is a statement about you and your money and your finances, okay? I don't care if you pay me overtime. I work 80-hour, 100-hour weeks. Nobody pays me overtime to do that. I know this. The more I'm out, visible in the marketplace, the luckier I get. I'm looking for luck. I'm not looking for overtime. I'm looking to get lucky, baby. I'm looking to stump my toe on something good. If you got too much bad luck, it's because you don't work enough, okay? You get out there, you work enough, you show up enough, you're out in the marketplace enough, you're yelling and screaming enough, you'll stump your toe on something good, okay? Earned income. Make that bigger first. Number 2, the way you could do that is you could also go to your boss and say, dude, I do a freaking great job here. I do an incredible job. I do a phenomenal job. Do you agree with that? Yeah, what you want? I don't want anything. Nothing, Mr. Cardone. I don't want nothing from you except this. I would like to talk to you, okay, about how I could get an advance of $10,000. I don't want a bonus. I don't want anything extra. Don't give me anything. I owe 10 grand to the college right now, and I want to pay it off. Okay, this is what I'd like to do. I'd like to propose this. You continue to pay me what you're paying now. Don't pay me any extra. Front me $10K at no interest so I can pay this off, okay? Give me some targets I can hit to pay you back without paying you back. See, I just got a bonus. All I did was take I figured out how to increase my income without my boss feeling like he had to give me a bonus. See, that gets down to this right here. Dude, do you know how to sell or not? I got people in my office do not know how to ask me for a raise, and I've said it over and over and over again how to do it. What's wrong with people, man? You know what? They're not focused, man. Focus on your streams, dude. The people that have all the money focus on their streams. They look at them. How can I make that one bigger? How can I make that one bigger? This is what you guys call greedy, and this is what the rich people call intelligence. The broke people say, oh, they're greedy because they're always paying attention to their money, and the poor people aren't paying attention to their money, and they end up giving their money to people that pay attention to it. You understand? Money follows attention. Always has, always will. So let's take another caller. We're going to take Scotto from California. Oh, Scotty, how you doing, brother? Brother Scotty, how you doing, man?
Good, Grant. So my question is, with regards to multiple streams of income, I have multiple streams within the real estate sector. I am a broker, owner, operator of a smaller real estate company, also the broker of record for a mortgage company. I also buy and sell houses via trustee sales and a property management company for the buy and hold properties. So my question is, should I be focusing in on the most profitable income stream that I do have to take that to deep waters? Because my fear is being kind of a jack of all trades and master at none. So what are your thoughts on that, Grant?
Yeah, this is a great question, by the way. So you're a broker, you're an owner.
Right. I own a real estate company with 6 agents, and then I have a mortgage company where I have 5 loan officers, which that brings me, a paycheck. My buy and sell flip properties, I never see that money because I just keep reinvesting it in homes, and I'm up to 3 houses at a time right now where I can purchase, but I never pull out of that to pay myself for living expenses and lifestyle.
Yeah, but good. Okay, good. So you're hitting on some different ones. Now, the first one you want to me, the broker, owner, operator one, the first one, your main job, right? That's where you started?
That is correct, yeah.
So that's what, do you pay yourself a salary or you just take profits?
I pay myself a salary out of there. I try to live, kind of within my means so I can grow the company.
Yeah, so what I would do is I would probably increase my salary there and strain the company.
Okay.
So, like, when's the last time you gave yourself a pay raise out of that company?
I haven't done it in 2 years.
Okay, look, if you worked for me and you did a better job every year, you'd come to me and say, dude, come on. But you won't do that. This is a mistake so many business owners make, man. They give their people a raise and they don't give themselves a raise. I would stress your company. Now, what I mean by that is this, okay? You deserve more money, dude. So if you can't give yourself a raise and stress the company, you want to leave that money in the company, it's because you're playing things a little safe. So I want to stress the company a little bit and push on those 50 brokers. I want to grow that first stream. How much did your company grow last year?
We grew about 12% last year.
Yeah.
The sales before. So we're organically growing, but not out there killing them. But that's why I'm listed in 10X and part of the university, because I'm ready to take off like a rocket now.
Yeah, dude. So I would start thinking about, first of all, pay attention to the main thing. Main thing is the thing that's working right now. It's paying the bills. It's feeding you. It is taxed. I know you hate that, but I would figure out, okay, that company has 50 brokers. I want to go to 500. I want to go to 500 brokers, and I want to make some stupid, sick money and let California steal it all from me. Why you live there, I have no idea, okay? Number two, I want to go push for that profit model that you talked about, all right? So if I could take that mortgage business and maybe create a situation in the mortgage business where either that's a partnership and you're getting another salary, or maybe all you do is benefit from the profits of that company and push on it and give somebody another position so that you could actually scale that thing out as well.
Yeah, that makes total sense. You kind of hit the nail with the hammer when you said, I gave all my guys raises and stuff like that, but I didn't really focus in on myself. And I think this year I need to focus in more on myself so I can scale it up and put it in other areas. So, I mean, you hit it right on there.
Yeah, dude, I gave myself a raise, right? You know what I did? I grew the company 100% too. So I moved from California. This is a true story, by the way. I moved from California to Miami. I gave myself a huge raise, huge, and told the state of California, you see that right there? That money, you don't get it because I paid myself a bonus. Check this out. This is smooth, okay? I left the state of California, moved to Florida. We had a bunch of profits that year, and the state of California said, well, those profits, you need to pay California taxes on them. I'm like, no, dude, I paid Grant a bonus. I paid Grant a bonus for making the move. And they're like, what are you talking about? He suffered to move across the country, and for that, we paid him a bonus. Oh, by the way, Grant is a resident of Florida. The company was a resident of the state of California. The company now no longer has the tax liability. Grant does, and Grant lives in Florida. And I sold that to them. Sold that.
Wow. That's music to my ears, so I'm going to pay Scott a bonus here very soon.
Yeah, dude, and then start figuring out, okay, how your flipping business, your buy and sell business, okay, you want to scale that thing out and get out. That party's going to close. That window's going to close in that buy and sell thing. But that's cool, dude. You're paying capital gains. You're putting money away. You're probably reinvesting in your company. Now we just need to get you to list out the other 4 that you're not using. And figure out how you can either ignore those and say, I don't want any dividends, I don't want any interest. Maybe he's going to decide, I got 3 flows, dude, and I'm just going to girth those out. You don't need 7 flows, folks. Let me just tell you this. You don't need 7 flows. You need to go all in on 2 or 3 of them. Bob Duggan, my friend Bob Duggan, that sold his company for $21 billion. He doesn't have any interest earned. He got dividend income now, okay, but he didn't have royalties. He didn't have capital. He had nothing. Except one thing. He didn't have income. He had no income. He had one thing. Stock sold or capital gains, okay, at the tune of $4 billion. He went all in on one thing. He says, I don't need all 70s. Now, once he created this big capital event where he got $4 billion, now he's got earned income, he's got capital, he's got to put money in places. So, look, you got to start somewhere. Start with number 1. Start building out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Or decide, I need to know about them, but I'm not ready for them. Build out the ones that are working for you just from Texas. You guys.
And I appreciate that advice, Grant.
You got it, my friend. How you doing? Do we lose? Jess, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, Grant, I'm doing great, man. How are you?
Good, man. Good. So let me ask you, you got a salary?
No, sir.
Okay. You have profits?
We have income
Okay. You have income from what?
from real estate.
Okay. Would you pay yourself a salary for that?
No, I don't.
Do you manage the company?
Yes.
Why wouldn't you pay yourself a salary?
Well, I mean, I guess in a way we do pay ourselves a salary because whatever it takes to live comes out of.
Yeah, but okay, guys, look, you guys that own your own business out there, okay? You have to pay yourself a salary. Well, anybody that's going to work for you, you got people that work for you?
No.
Yeah, exactly. I knew the answer to that. You don't. You think there nobody's working for the company, but you do, man. Like, when are you guys going to replace yourself? So what happens is because you trick yourself into thinking you're making all this profit, and you're not. Because you're not paying yourself. If I gave you a salary, what do you think you're worth a year?
$100,000.
Good. So pay yourself $8,000 a month, dude. Why wouldn't you pay yourself what you're worth? If you don't pay yourself what you're worth, people will never pay you what you're worth. They won't pay for your rental property. They won't pay for your houses. They'll never pay you what you're worth if you guys don't think enough to pay yourself what you're worth.
I like that.
Because now what you do is you basically steal a salary from your company and you're like, oh, the company's broke. Rather than you being broke. Now what are you going to do? You're going to push on that freaking company and say that company needs to start making me some money. Otherwise, you stay small. This is the biggest, 22 million small businesses in America make no money. None. You know why? Because they don't pay themselves any. They don't pay themselves any. Therefore, there's no necessity to push and take risk. Okay, dude, that's all. I just gave you some freaking $100,000 worth of advice in freaking 30 seconds. My name's Grant Cardone. This is the Cardone Zone. This is what we do every week, every Friday. I come to you. I show you how to grow your business, your finances, and your career. Today's show is about 7 flows of income. I hope you share it with your friends. If you have any questions or comments, I'll be looking at them in the comment section. This show is brought to you by Grant Cardone TV. By the way, you can also watch this on Roku, and soon to announce, Sirius Radio will be hosting the Cardone Zone. Okay, you guys on Periscope, you're awesome. Hope you like the show. Let your friends know. This is where you can watch it at GrantCardoneTV.com. By the way, if you're on Cardone University, we're getting ready for a live Cardone U support call. That will happen in 3